Hey everyone, Connor Wool here, president of Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee. Today we're at our February show and we're standing in front of Ferrari Row. This is a curated selection of some of the best Ferraris in the South Bay of California. So right here, let's go down the row, we have a 2015 Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. You know, this is one of my favorite cars and I think it represents a huge value within the Ferrari market today. That 6.3 liter V12 with about 730 horsepower just sounds incredible, and honestly, it's one of the fastest, scariest cars I've ever driven. As we move on, we have the 488 Pista. This is one of the coolest Ferraris that came out of Maranello in the past, I would say 7 or 8 years. These are climbing in value exponentially, but the twin turbo V8 just rips. Next, we have one of Maranello's and my personal favorites, the Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale. This is one of the loudest Ferraris from the factory and essentially is a lightened version of the Ferrari 360. Let's keep going. So we got the Ferrari SF90 Spider. This one's a hybrid or a mild hybrid combination. Honestly, probably one of the faster Ferraris within this row, but really cool spec, and just honestly, look at these wheels. Next to it, we got the Ferrari 296 GTS, and one of I would say a really cool spec. So this, I don't believe is from the factory, but if you guys remember the Ferrari Daytona SP3 that sold in Monterey at the end of 2025, I want to say it sold for about $26.2 million. This color and combination is kind of based off that and is a little bit of a replica of that. Really cool, and I know the owner well. He just absolutely loves the car. But yeah, let's keep going. So we got the SF90 again. And then, sorry, weaving through here, everyone.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is all.
And this is one of the coolest cars here. So technically, not even a Ferrari, doesn't have the Ferrari badge, but Enzo Ferrari created this as a homologation to his son back in the 1970s. These cars have been growing in value, I would say over the past 10 years or so. They're a lot of fun and just a great cruiser for California. I definitely would say check these out if you're interested in the 70s Ferraris. Next to us, we got a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta again, but this is a really rare spec. It's kind of an off red, not Rosso Corsa like you're used to, but it then has a white interior, really cool car. Another F12, and I think there's a great value on the market right now. As we move on, you know, this car has a lot of sentimental value to me. My dad actually had one when I was a young kid. This is the Ferrari 599. I'm gonna guess this is a 2008 model year just because based off the wheels. The engine's a V12 derived from the Ferrari Enzo in the early 2000s. And honestly, it sounds so freaking good. This is just Ferrari Row at Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee. There's so many other cars, everything from a Delahaye to Accord to Nissan GTR right here. We got it all here in Manhattan Beach, California. We're the car capital of Southern California. Come check us out. And so we're starting off strong. We got a Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG. You know, I will say this is probably one of the rarer cars at the show today. You know, this, I want to say, has a 4.3 liter V8 from the factory. They didn't make more than, I think, 500 of them. You'll never see these on the road, and it's just a late 90s Mercedes sleeper. Next to us, we have the Mercedes AMG GT. This looks like a 2016 model year right here. You could tell based off the front grille. Doesn't have the Pan America grille, but you know, with the 4 liter or the 4.4 liter V8, this thing is a powerhouse. I love how it sounds. I think these are a great value to check out right now as well. As we move down the line, we got some classics. You know, I wish I could tell you what this was, but I do not know. You know, something that's really catching my eye here though is the 2011 CTS-Vs. The supercharged V8 from Cadillac is really cool. This one kind of stands out with the custom rims. Really awesome car. Let's keep going. So this one across the way is one of my friend's cars. This is a Land Rover Defender. This one is from the early 90s. I want to say it's a 93 or 94 model year. You know, what's special about these cars is they only imported them for 2 years to the United States in 1993 and 1994. And because of that, there's only a couple hundred if that, in the United States that are still on the road. And so this is a really cool Land Rover. Let's keep going, follow me. So this is one of my personal favorites at the show today. This is a Volvo, I want to say 1600. I'm not sure on the exact year of this car, but when was the last time you saw Volvo make such an exceptionally designed car? Look at the lines of this coupe. It is just freaking stunning. And in this baby blue shade too. I mean, who knew this Volvo even existed? So very damn cool. As we keep heading this way, we got such a lineup of amazing cars here at Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee. Everything from a Jaguar E-Type, which Enzo Ferrari said was the most beautiful design car in the world at the time, all the way to 997 Porsches. We got the VW Bugs, the WRXs, and even the new 911s. So this is a really special section to me. If you know me, you know I absolutely love vintage BMWs, and especially the M5 Heritage. This is the start and beginning of it all, the E28 BMW M5. So this car was produced from 1985 to 1988, and they made about 2,240 units, give or take. So if you really think about it, there's probably less than half of that still on the road, being driven consistently, and it's really just one of the beginnings for the BMW M5 Heritage. It has a 3.5 liter inline six, and you know, it's not the most powerful car, but I think it's a really great combination of number one, design. Look at this long shark nose from the 80s. It's just absolutely reminiscent of the 1980s BMW design heritage. In addition to that, that inline, naturally aspirated inline six sounds fantastic and candidly is potent enough for the car. I think it really powers it around the corners well, and the handling is really what separates this car apart. Light, nimble, potent engine. This is really what the M5 was all about. So I would really start to check these out. Obviously, there's such a cult following behind them. But if you love vintage BMWs, I think these are still under the radar to a certain degree. But obviously, they do have a nice price tag with them. Another car that I would really recommend checking out, and I was talking with another owner here as well, is the E34 M5. You know, as a BMW enthusiast, I tend to like that engine just a little bit more. It was derived from the BMW M1. Just a little bit more of an all-around package for the car, but E28, I mean, look at that front nose. This looks like a 1988-89 Lamborghini Countach. So actually, funny story, my grandfather, Don Wool, was one of the first guys in Los Angeles to have a Lamborghini Countach. And this is a car that is really near and dear to my heart. His was white on white, 1980, I want to say 1982 or 81. This is a little bit later of a car, but really just a fantastic spec. So you could tell about the Lamborghini Countachs if they're a later model year based off the design flares, such as the vents at the top, the wheels down below, but really a cool car. This one's about to take off, so we'll get to hear it start up. So right here is one of my personal favorites at the show. You don't see these often on the road because they made about less than 2,000 of them. But this is a 2005 Maserati Grand Sport. This is essentially a sportier version of the Maserati Cambria Corsa and 4200 generation that was made from about 1999 to 2006 or 7. This is, I would say, the grandfather to the Gran Turismo, but the engine is just really what separates this car apart. From that naturally aspirated V8 from the 360, it sounds good. It's about 400 horsepower, so it just propels this car forward. But, you know, in addition to the engine, look at this design. When do you see Italian design coupes like this anymore? This is a true Grand Tour, and for less than $20,000, you get such a value. This car is really worth looking at. In 1935, at the New York Auto Show, this car was released, and it caused an absolute sensation. For most people, they've never even heard of this manufacturer before. But for me, this is one of the most beautifully designed cars of its era. This is a Cord, model 810 and 812. They share similar designs, but this is, I would say, one of the most beautifully designed and advanced cars of its generation, as I said. From the independent front suspension to the Lycoming V8, this is one of the most advanced and comfortable cars of its time. It blended performance, usability, and design all in one package, and it really blew the socks off of attendees at that New York Auto Show. This car is so beautiful and was designed by Gordon Burig, who is one of the most famous automobile designers of his time and generation. This is the Quad Model 810 in a wine burgundy red. What a fantastic car. Right here we're standing in front of the BMW E46 M3. This is a 2005 model year, and it's a slick top manual version, which just is so desirable. This car is one of my personal favorites because it has BMW's famed S54 inline-6 engine. It makes about 330 horsepower, so it's not the fastest BMW, but I will say the handling and the package of it all, it's effortless driving this car. It goes through canyons, it rips through the canyons with such ease, power, and such a great sound. I love this car, and candidly, when my brother lets me drive it, I'm really giddy every time I get behind the wheel. So this is a special one to me. Not one, but two Porsche 2005 Carrera GTs here at Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee, February edition. This is one of my personal favorites, and it's one of the most raw Porsches ever made from the manufacturer. Between the manual transmission, the V10 power plant, and really, I would say the design language of it all, the whole combination makes it one of the most raw and best sounding Porsches ever made. These cars are, I want to say, sub $1 million to date, but these are really one of the scariest cars to date to drive from the Porsche factory as well. Really cool. And one note, if you come here, Ben, one of the cool notes that people don't know about these cars is on the manual transmission, it has a balsa wood shifter. Now you may ask, in such a modern car, why is there wood on the shift knob? This is from the Porsche 917 Le Mans race car that raced in the early 1970s. That is the exact look that the shift knob had in that car, and it's a homologation in this car. This is one of my favorite Porsches ever made. This is Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee.
All right, guys, so I'm the other co-founder of Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee. My name's Aiden, and we have a beautiful hypercar here, the Koenigsegg Regera. This is as good as it can get. They were about 2 million new, now they're about 5-6 million depending on the spec. So one of the first hybrid cars, so you have 1,500 horsepower. They only made about 88. So as rare as it comes, this is a beautiful finish in blue carbon, white, and there's nothing better than one of the ghosts, so come check it out. So up next, we have a beautiful 2009 Lamborghini SV Murcielago. One of the best unicorns you could get. It's did about 186 in production. This one's finished in Arancio. I actually know the owner personally. He drives this car all the time. One of his favorites in his collection. You can't beat it. The carbon fiber wing, the all Alcantara fixed seats. It's one of the best cars on the road. And just like the Koenigsegg, a great investment. And we're happy to have it here at Manhattan Beach Cars and Coffee.